Hey everyone, my name is Zeke and welcome to my channel. This channel is all about aviation. And today's flight will demonstrate how quickly things can go wrong when flying in instrument meteorological conditions. Weather is winds at 7 knots, visibility 3 statute miles, clouds overcast at 300 feet. And temperature is around 7 degrees Celsius. So we are flying in a Cessna 172. It's fairly well equipped to handle these types of conditions. It has a GPS and a decent autopilot. There should be no problem. So, we are flying from Marathon, Ontario to Thunder Bay, which is only around 1 hour of flying. Here the engine is running. We are located just north of Lake Superior, southern Canada. All set to go. Cabin light is on. And our flight plan is already set up in the GPS. So, now we are ready to take off. Full power. Airspeed's alive. $60 knots, rotate. Flaps up at 70. Go. And we want a climb at about 80 knots, 500 feet per minute. And now it's time to set up the autopilot and set our planned altitude, which is 4,000 feet, and set our heading as well. Most of the flight will be over water. Oh, it's absolutely zero visibility also. A good thing we have all the instruments. Here we go, we are on our way. Climb is going well, airspeed is good. So we are now at 4,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude. Everything goes good. Airspeed is climbing to 105 indicated, or 110. That will be our cruise speed. Wow, I cannot even see the airplane. So we are now about 5 minutes into our cruise. So, oh, there's a warning light came on. It's a vacuum failure. Suction gauge is reading 0. This will affect my attitude indicator because it operates with vacuum pressure. This means I need to disconnect my heading switch from the autopilot. Cannot use it anymore. This is obviously a serious emergency. I need to return to the airport. I'm starting a right turn. And it looks like the turn coordinator is not working as well. As we can see here. Even our airspeed is reading 0. There's probably some ice blocking the system. Well, we still have the ground speed on the GPS. And even the vertical speed indicator. At this point I had no clue about what the airplane was doing. So I resorted to a basically unknown survival procedure to keep it relatively under control. This requires reducing power to idle, setting full flaps, increasing trim to full nose up. This should allow the plane to descend slowly and without diving or stalling. Now I'm increasing my flaps to a full down position. Power is already idle. I'm setting the trim to full nose up. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the plane will eventually pop out of the clouds and I will have plenty of time to stop the descent and continue on my way to the airport. I'm trying to keep a close look outside, see if I can see the ground. Well, about 1500 feet, still nothing. That's crazy. Should be any moment now. Still nothing. Oh, here we go. So time bring the power up and begin retracting the flaps. At least my altimeter is still working. And I have my ground speed on the GPS, and I know where the airport is. So we see a hill just ahead. I will need to climb a bit to see we're in the clouds again. Seriously. At least we can see the ground a bit if we look down the left window. We're basically flying as low as we can to try to keep ground contact. This airport has no ILS landing system, so we have no choice to go visual. I'm reducing power a bit because our airspeed is pretty high. Oh boy, that was close. Almost died. It was a mistake to decide to fly over the land instead of the water. This terrain is pretty mountainous. I hope there's no more hills ahead. And we just over the trees. I'm trying to keep the plane relatively stable. There's absolutely no help from the instruments. I'm trying to keep ground contact as much as possible. So we're now about maybe a little bit less than 10 nautical miles from the airport. I would prefer to fly higher, but I'm just not sure if I can make when I get to the airport, if I can make a descent and see the runway quick enough. So I prefer to fly as close to the ground as possible, and so I can keep control of the airplane and see the runway sooner as well. Yeah, we can see the ground a bit. So far so good. We have no airspeed indicator, no turn coordinator, no attitude indicator, no vertical speed indicator as well. It's pretty crazy. Oh, is there something ahead? Oh boy, more trees. Close one as well. We're okay. We're probably around 5 nautical miles from the airport at this point. I'm not sure if the clouds are reaching all the way to the ground level. Basically, I have only one shot at making this landing. Cannot imagine doing a go around and keeping the airplane under control. No, we still have ground contact. Oh, look at those trees. Have to climb a bit again. So I would say around 3 nautical miles. Getting pretty close. We still have the ground. Ground speed around 100 knots. It's pretty fast.
Air Force 10250. Contact Winnipeg Center on 134.075. 134.075 for Air Force 1.
everything is good, you can do it. We're okay. So now I'm turning towards the runway. Try to line up as best as possible with the GPS. We appear to be a little bit too far on the right. Hopefully we'll see the runway soon enough so we can correct our heading. Oh, I need to slow down here pretty soon. Getting really close to the airport. Still cannot see a thing. I'm really low, close to the ground as well. Don't know if I can get much lower. Come on, where are you, runway? Come on. Oh, here we go. Let's do it.
Cessna, Mike Uniform Lima, readback correct, radar contact 6,200, altimeter 298,
to the right.
Turn right, heading 255, proceed on course, climb and maintain 1.
They're lined up.
Cessna, Mike Uniform Lima, turn right,
Easy does it.
255, proceed on course, descend and maintain
Yes.
3,200.
We did it, folks.
Cessna, Mike
We
Uniform
survived
Lima,
multiple instrument failure in IMC conditions, just with the GPS and the special emergency procedure.
Turn left, heading 230, descend and maintain 3,200. Expect vectors, VOR,
Was obviously not a perfect,
circle to land, runway 23.
not a perfect flight, but
300.
we survived. That's the main thing. Well, thank you very much for watching, folks. That will be it for this flight. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Fly safe.